Welcome to the AA Big Book Podcast, a primer for our textbook for sobriety, commonly called the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous. This podcast is my own personal opinion, my experience, and my guidance for helping anyone who wants to understand the AA way. I'm not speaking for AA as a meeting, or a group, or as a whole. All opinions expressed are my own. Why do I get to tell anyone about AA? I believe in service to others as we trudge the road of happy destiny. It's part of my sobriety, and this is how I can share my experience, strength, and hope. I'm not trying to be pushy, and you're welcome to move on to another AA-oriented podcast if you don't like what you hear. So, let's get started. I'm going to my first meeting. Now what? Well, congratulations. You're taking that first step towards recovery and getting a program that can change your life. But before you step through that door, you're probably going to wonder what's going on, what's this going to be like. This podcast, we're going to dive into a little bit of what it's like to attend an AA meeting for your first time. And then whether you're looking for alcohol recovery tips or insight or just basically what's kind of the guide rails on how to navigate this meeting, hopefully you'll leave this podcast feeling prepared and confident to do that. All right, so you've seen TV, you've seen the 12 steps and people racing out to make amends and get all this clarity and going to meetings with people in a circle at their lunch hour. But let's get down to the real brass tacks of what's going to happen. Okay, first of all, how do you find a meeting? Well, you can ask somebody you know who goes to meetings. They'll probably tell you. You may find literature, or you can call the local GSO office, or you can go online. And you can go online and download what's called the Meeting Chair app. It's a white chair in a blue circle. And once you download it and install it, it will show you all the meetings in your area and the time, and you can even click on the directions on how to get to them. That's pretty simple. All right, let's now tackle when you get to the door and you're sitting there going, why am I here? Maybe you're curious. You're not sure if you're drinking too much. Maybe you thought you drank too much. The spouse or significant other is telling you that you need to try a meeting. You may even be arriving because the legal system said, hey, it's time for you to go visit your local AA meeting because you got a DUI and you have a legal obligation to do a certain amount of meetings. So you get to the location and you're either standing nearby or sitting in your car and just making sure that you're really there for the right reasons. And you might want to take a moment to just get yourself calm and ready to meet some new people and learn something new because that's what's about to happen. Should you take someone with you is always a good question. And the answer is maybe. That's up to you. Now, there are different types of meetings. There are what are called open meetings where anyone can attend, and that is a meeting that you will want to have someone with you if you'd like. There are closed meetings that are meant for people who have admitted that they are alcoholics, and it is for them only. And you should not bring someone to that meeting. Most speaker meetings are open, so you could bring someone. But remember, when you go to a speaker meeting, you won't get a chance to talk. You will hear someone's experience, strength, and hope in their story of how they were an alcoholic and now they are in recovery. Let's assume that you've now gone to an open meeting and you're okay. You don't need anybody with you. You've walked in the door. You've gotten the obligatory cup of coffee. There may be donuts. You take a seat and now you wonder what's going to happen next. All right, they will open the meeting. You will usually have the serenity prayer, and you might have some other readings from the big book. And they may even ask people who are newcomers to introduce themselves. This is all perfectly normal, and you should not feel like you're being singled out for anything. You will come to find that most of these people at this meeting probably know each other, have known each other for a number of years. They attend the same meetings, they travel in the same AA circles. So you're a new face and they want to know who and what you are. So you can introduce yourself, no problem. You may also get to the coins, and this is really kind of cool because as a newcomer, you get the opportunity to collect coins or tags, or some people will do little stubs, excuse me, and you get to collect those each month your first year of sobriety. Now, these are not poker chips. Idea is not for you to collect as many as possible and to keep restarting, but the first one, that 24-hour chip, if you decide to make the commitment to stop drinking and want to get that chip, you are more than welcome to. If you are still exploring or you don't know what's going on, you do not have to participate. You are not obligated to take a chip. You are not obligated to talk during any discussion that may happen after they open and they do some bookkeeping and housekeeping, and then they will probably read something from the big book or some sort of material, and they'll have a subject. Do not be surprised if you don't have anything to give. Don't be surprised if all of a sudden you start talking and you can't stop. I have had experiences where we're in the middle of a discussion about the 10th step, and someone who is brand new starts doing their lead because they don't know what to say, but they all of a sudden feel comfortable or uncomfortable enough to start offloading what is going on in their world. You will find that most of the times people are very understanding of this. They won't cut you off, shut you down, criticize you, or make sarcastic remarks. That is not what this program is about. Please try to keep your remarks on topic if possible. If they're talking about the first step and being overwhelmed and unmanageable with your alcohol drinking, you may be able to understand, relate, and share. If not, and you don't want to talk, you just say, I'm just going to listen tonight. Thank you. And no one's going to say anything about that. Perfectly welcome. You may also find that as the people are gathering or breaking down or getting done, that they're laughing and joking, and you're supposed to be feeling horrible. But that's okay. You don't have to feel horrible that you've made a decision to change your life. These people certainly are happy, because why aren't we happy? They've given up the thing that was driving them to madness and tearing apart their family and are rebuilding a life. You may also have a few of them that want to take your phone number or give you a phone number, and this is all part of the process. This is how we start bringing you in and making you feel comfortable and letting you know that there are people just like you. Take their numbers or not, that's fine. There's no obligation. So you get out of the meeting and you get in your car or you get on the bus or whatever mode of transportation you're using, and all of a sudden it hits you and you feel blindsided and you're just overwhelmed. Not an uncommon feeling. You've just experienced something so radically different than your days of drinking that you may not be able to fully comprehend it. You may not remember anyone's name. You probably don't remember what chapter, page, or anything that they were talking about. And you may even go, did I even talk? And that's okay, because this is, again, all part of the process. You are learning a new set of skills. You are going to hopefully continue on a path that's going to change your life. And that can be very scary, but also incredibly rewarding, because those are the next steps. As you get more comfortable going to meetings, as you get more comfortable in the program, you get a big book, you get a home group, you get a sponsor, you start working the steps, and you will start finding that freedom that comes with sobriety. So, for those who are unable to drink moderately, the question is how to stop altogether. Close quote. Page 34, Big Book. That is not an answer that I have and isn't an answer I'm trying to give with this podcast. I'm just trying to help the next suffering alcoholic to understand this wonderful, weird, confusing, and bewildering program that can help you get sober.